And I was like, oh, kind of. Like, I know what the workouts are. And I was just like, hmm. And he's like, well, I listened to this podcast and you should do it. And I was just like, no, 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 no. I'm like, I am so busy. There's no way I can add something else. And he was really persistent. So I finally sat down and listened to this podcast he had listened to. And I was interested. I was really curious because at the time I really liked working out. I still do. And I was running a whole bunch and I love nutrition. I love researching it and learning more about it. So I was like, there's parts of this that I'm really curious about, but there's also like, how am I going to make this fit into my life? And what do I even do? Like, what are my friends going to say? That was a huge thing for me. Like, are people going to judge me being a salesperson and doing one of these companies where you're trying to sign people up to join you? There was a lot of stuff where I just didn't quite think it was a good fit. So I went online and I just Googled the heck out of Beachbody. I looked up everything. I looked up, like, can you actually earn an income? Is this real? And the news I got was, yes, it's real. Yes, you can earn an income. It's a pretty awesome opportunity. And so I went all in. I was like, okay, I'm going to message this lady that I heard on the podcast. I'm going to sign up for one of her challenge groups, which I'll talk about what that is in a second, and see what it's kind of all about. So I did one of her online challenge groups. And I think after 5 days, I was just hooked. I was like, this online community is so cool. These workouts are so fun. At the time, you got to choose like one workout on a DVD. And I had chosen this workout called PiYo, which combines yoga and Pilates. So I was doing that with my running. I was like, oh my gosh, I can add this with it. And I'm checking in with people online and saying, hey, I did my workout. And it's just so cool. And then I tried Shakeology, which is a superfood shake we have. And that was something that I was like, this is dumb. Like, I don't want to drink a shake. I can get everything I need from food. Like, I will just eat whole and real food. But I researched that too, of course, and it was made with all real ingredients. And I was like, okay. And so I kind of figured out how I liked it. And my energy level increased so much. I had it every single day as my lunch, along with like an apple or a cheese stick or something. And my energy level while I was teaching, instead of doing the usual, like, ooh, it was just staying at an awesome level for me. And then it was just helping with bloating and the cravings that I would normally get. I was like, okay, there's something to this. It really works. So with all that, I hopped into coaching and I went full on right away. I was ready to see what I could do with this business. But I was also like, I set really little goals in the beginning. My expectations were to earn some extra money, pay for my Beachbody stuff, my workouts, any Shakeology, anything else I wanted, and maybe have some money to buy my own like nice clothes, because that was something I didn't do for myself at the time, go out on date nights, do some weekend trips here and there. That was it. But what really happened was within 6 months, I was making enough money to do a car payment. And within a year, I was making enough money to pay for our mortgage. And in 2 years, it actually replaced half of my teaching income. And it's just something that has continued to grow and grow for me. And I just love it. Now I'm going to go into what we actually do as coaches. I know I talked about challenge groups. So what those are really awesome online communities. And I run mine on Facebook, and they are a way for all of us to say, my dog is totally going after my door. So, okay, she left. I was like, oh my gosh. So they're online communities. I run mine on Facebook. You can actually run them on an app that Beachbody provides for you. But what we do in the challenge group is where the magic happens. We as coaches help people work through Beachbody workouts. And if you don't know what all of those are, think 21 Day Fix, Insanity, P90X, and then there's worlds more. There's programs. It's amazing. So our job is to take somebody and have them start out and go all the way to the end of the program. Because I'm sure a lot of you have tried at-home workouts and you don't finish them because it's hard when nobody's checking in with you. So we check in with people. We kind of say, hey, are you doing the workouts? Everybody checks in with their sweaty pick is what I call them in my groups. And we check in with our nutrition each day, and we just cheer each other on. It's such a cool thing, and it's a cool environment where women are helping women and men are in there too, and it's just a fun thing. Now I know when you're hearing we set people up with these workouts, we set them up with nutrition, you're probably going, oh my God, Do I have to
Do
be
you mean
a nutrition expert to do this?
I'm in the meeting room?
You don't. What you have to do is just be authentically you. If you are showing up as you every day in this business, people are going to gravitate to you that are just like you. And it's like you're getting this little family of fun, fit people just walking hand in hand together. And I was super concerned about this because at the time I was always kind of like gaining 10 pounds, losing 10 pounds, and I've kind of been on that pattern. It's just kind of where
Can you lower the volume on the TV?
run a lot. And I love running, I love nutrition, like I had said, but I was just kind of like, are people going to believe that I'm a coach if I don't have a six pack, if I don't have bulging biceps? But they believe because you're showing up and you're sharing your workouts every day and you're sharing your struggles, and they're going, yeah, I feel that way too. And I see her doing it, so I bet I can do it. And that's what it really goes down to. You don't have to be an expert, you just have to be you. And Beachbody then sets everything up for you. So when your customers have a question like, what workout should I do? There are all these tools to help them find the perfect workout. And then when they log into Beachbody On Demand, which is where you can stream all of the workouts, they can actually find the calendar for that program. And fitness experts have put together these calendars so that they will give people the most bang for their buck. A lot of our workouts are only 30 minutes long each day, but the results are amazing. The results are far better than I ever looked like when I was running half marathons. So, and it's because they put it together to really work and really get people results. So Beachbody takes all the guesswork out of it for you, and they even set up nutrition plans for people. And there are meal plans for people, so you don't have to do any of that stuff. You just hook people up with the tools, and you
serve your lesson.
And then I know I've talked a lot about how you do so much on social media, and for me, that was a huge pull to this business. I didn't want to do something where I had to host at-home parties, and that seemed really scary and overwhelming to me. And it also seemed really time-consuming. At the time, my twins were 3. There was no way I was going to be going to people's houses on the weekends when I was finally home with everybody to show them all the products we have. So instead, you get to share it all on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform you want to use. And you just show up and share your story of doing the workouts, and people will gravitate and want to do the same thing. And then we train you how to use Instagram and Facebook in a way that makes you show up so you're not just being a salesperson, because that's not what we want you to be at all. Nobody likes that person on Facebook when it comes down to it. We all don't pay attention to their news feed. We want people who are really sharing their heart, and that's what we will help you learn to do. And also, if you're kind of like when I started, I didn't even have an Instagram page. I was like, I don't know anything about this. But my coach helped me figure it out. And Beachbody even does trainings for us. So when there is a new social media platform, like when Instagram stories got really big, Beachbody did all these trainings for us so we could figure out how to use it too. So there's always somebody with you in this business walking you through and just making sure you know what you're doing. So I think that is all I have. If I think of something else, I'll type it into the chat box really quick, but I'm going to throw it over to Kenzie.
Thank you. I'm going to pin myself now. I muted a few people, guys. If you can just really, there's a few that I can't mute. So if you can just really make sure that you are muted, just so we can not have so much background noise, that'd be awesome. So I love doing this talk with Sarah. So for those of you who don't know, Sarah is my coach. So I signed up with Sarah, not long after she signed up to be a coach. And I love doing this talk with her because we both came into this business for completely different reasons. She came into it, like she shared with you, hearing about this podcast and the business opportunity. When I joined her, I didn't even know there was a business opportunity. So here, I just want to share a little bit about my background and how I came to Beachbody. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of some of the objections that we hear a lot and how I conquered those and how you can too. And then go into the nitty gritty of what it takes to sign up, what does it cost, how do you make money, yada, yada, yada. So I started with Beachbody when my twins were like 2.5. So Sarah and I have known each other from like years back, but thanks to good old social media, I started like stalking her because she had twins and I thought it was fascinating. And then a year and a half later, I was pregnant with twins. So then it's like I stalked her even more, right? So being a twin parent is just this weird like thing. So I just was interested and intrigued with what she was doing. I saw her running and, you know, being fit and doing these things after she had her twins. And I've always been athletic, but, you know, postpartum is a whole different ballgame. So I just started following her, and she threw this ad up on Facebook one time, and I had been paying attention, and it just said, like, she's hosting this like Fit for the Holidays group where she just has this online community. She's going to help you do a workout. And I was a total gym person. I was schlepping my twins to and from the nasty gym daycare, have to get off the treadmill to go change their diaper, and just not seeing the results. You know, I was in that postpartum slump. Even though my twins were like 2, I was still not feeling like back to myself. And I was like, what the hell? I'll just give it a try. Whatever she's got, it's working for her. She's a twin mom. She knows what I'm going through. It must be something. It must work. So I jumped in very reluctantly, mind you. I signed up for the cheapest program that they had just because it was the cheapest, not because I couldn't afford it, just because I was that reluctant. And then I said, no to that Shakeology thing. I was not about the shakes at all. With Sarah, I still talk about this all the time. But I jumped in with both feet. And, you know, for me, just a little background on myself, I'm from Oregon, but we lived in Maui for, you know, nearly a decade. And moving back to Oregon after I had my twins, it was really hard for me to like reconnect with old friends and find friends when you were in that like toddler stuck at home stage. You know, you're kind of in that lonely mom life. And I fell in love with the community and these other women that some lived halfway across the country that I was just connecting with. We were all working out. We were all cheering each other on. And I was just in it. I loved that aspect of it so, so much. I've always been involved in team sports and dance and cheer. And it was just kind of filled that fire for me. So I did her first group. It was 30 days. I lost 12 pounds in about 40 days because I continued on and did her next challenge group because I couldn't get enough of it. And she, you know, all of a sudden was asking me like, hey, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? You should coach. You'd be great. And I was like, oh, no, sister, I don't have time for that. I by trade, am a labor and delivery nurse. I work night shift. I still do. I work part-time now. But at the time, like I said, my twins were 2. I was commuting to a hospital that was an hour from my house 3 nights a week, worked 12-hour shifts, and picking up extra. And I was also finishing my bachelor's degree online. And my husband was also starting a brand new business here since we relocated back to Oregon. So did not have time for any of that extra stuff. I was like, I'm loving this. I kept referring her people left and right because of how much I loved what I was doing, and people were noticing my physical results and wanted to be a part of it. So I referred people to her, but she was like, no, you should really be a coach. And I turned her down multiple times because I wasn't in it for that. I had a fantastic career. I love being a labor and delivery nurse, and it always will be that. So the hard sell for me was like a business opportunity. I did not want to be part of an MLM or a network marketing company. I had kind of dabbled in that in my early 20s and found that it was not for me. And so I just had all these objections, and my biggest one just being that I didn't have enough time in the day. I didn't have enough time for my kids or myself or anything, let alone to start a business. So that part for me was the biggest, you know, obstacle that I faced. And it's what I hear a lot of the time from most people that I talk to about coaching, and sometimes even about joining a challenge group. They're like, Kinsey, I don't have 30 minutes a day to work out. And I'm like, well, then we need to find 30 minutes because you are the most important person in your life. And you can't be all the things you need to be for everybody else if you don't show up for yourself first. So I love talking to people about not having enough time because I was there. I was that person. But after persistence and Sarah asked, you know, checking in with me and supporting me and still allowing me to be in her challenge groups, I finally was like, okay, if I sign up, what's the worst? I know I'm going to keep doing these groups because I love the results I'm getting and I love them. I love the community and the support. I might as well continue on, host my own groups with my own friends and family, and earn a little income on the side. At this time, I finally had been drinking Shakeology, fell in love with it. Actually, my husband had started drinking it before me and got really good results. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to jump on this bandwagon. And I did, and loved it, and still do every day till last 4.5 years. So I was like, I might as well be able to like get my Shakeology paid for free and maybe earn a little extra money on the side for date night or what have you. So that is the reason I initially joined to be a coach. But I am just that type. I'm competitive, and I really deep down, there was something in the back of my head that I was like, you know what, it would be awesome if this business could work. And my husband's like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's, just slow your roll. Cause I was getting excited about it. And I was like, I'm just going to see how this goes. I'm going to be in it for a year. I was committed, and I was just going to see where it took me. So you really, really, really do not have to have a ton of time to become a coach, you guys. What we do, when I signed up, like I said, I was in the busiest season of my life up until that point. But I built a business because I was teachable, and my team, my upline, had these tools for me to implement. I was teachable. I worked during nap time. I cut out garbage TV that I would normally watch in the middle of the day, like Real Housewives, because that's my everything. And I just made a few sacrifices because I knew if I made some short-term sacrifices now, it would end up being long-term benefit for me and my family. So where it got me, after being a coach for 6 months and me going all in, I was actually able to cut back to part-time with my nursing job and move to a hospital 8 minutes from my house rather than that hour commute that I was having to make. I sacrificed time in the beginning. I sure did. I sacrificed sleep. I got up an hour earlier and worked during nap times. But in 6 months, it afforded me more time with my kids because I was able to supplement my income enough to be able to take that part-time position. So I would never take back any of that time that I put in because it was worth every single second. And now what my business has turned into today is, I always say Beachbody happened to me by accident, but what I've built over the last 4.5 years was completely on purpose and intentional. And the thing I love most now is not only getting people results with their health and fitness, but also connecting with people from all across the country on social media and helping people build a business through helping other people live healthful lives. Like Sarah said, you don't have to have the perfect body. You don't have to be at your goal weight. People want to join you. They want to connect with you because you're relatable, not because you're perfect. And we are filled with a team of very relatable, real people that are not perfect whatsoever. So that's kind of my story, long and short of it, and why time is always a factor, but it doesn't have to be the thing that makes or breaks it in your decision of becoming a coach. So the next thing I'm going to go into is what it takes to get signed up as a coach, how you earn an income, and some of those requirements. So when you sign up as a coach, all coaches get 25% discount on all Beachbody programs and products. So if you drink Shakeology or Energize, which is our pre-workout, I drink it for just a pick-me-up. But all of our products and programs, 25% off straight out the gate, always, always, always. There is a coach sign-up fee of $39.95. But however, they do waive that fee for you if you've ever purchased or are planning on purchasing a challenge pack. A challenge pack is considered your annual Beachbody On Demand membership, where you get access to all of our workouts online. It's like the Netflix of fitness. You get every single workout ever released. Back in the day, you just got a DVD. Now you get them all. You get that for a year, plus a nutritional product like Energize or Shakeology. And that bundled together is called a challenge pack. And when you purchase that, your sign-up fee as a coach, that $39.95, gets waived completely. And challenge pack prices vary. They also waive that $39.95 sign-up fee for all active military, reservists, veterans, spouses, military spouses, and military widows. So Beachbody really, values our military service people and gives that as such a great perk to all of those families that serve our country. So it's so fantastic that they offer that. So as a military person or a spouse, you will never ever pay a coach sign-up fee, and you'll never ever pay a coach business fee. The coach business fee is what we pay monthly, and that's a whole whopping $15.95 a month. Yes, it costs $15.95 a month to be a coach. That just covers your website, the fact that you don't deal with orders or customer service. Beachbody covers all of that for you. You never deal with a credit card ever. So that fee just goes into Beachbody's service there. There is no fee to terminate a coach account ever, ever, ever. If you decide sign up tomorrow and then decide the next day it's not for you, you can simply cancel. There's also no sales quotas. You don't have to sell a certain amount. Some people simply sign up to be a coach just so they can get 25% off. Totally cool, especially military people, because it's free for them to sign up. It's an awesome discount to be able to offer people in that respect. But if you do decide to grow your business further and really take the reins and want to earn an income with this, you get 25% commission on all the sales. So anything you sell, you get 25% commission. And then if you decide to really grow your business, which we as your team would help you do, we set goals together, and then we set, an action plan together, and you grow your business further, and you'd start to create your own team of coaches and customers. And with that, you earn cycle bonuses, and you start to earn that residual income, that income that's being created from your team, but you're only as strong as your team. So we value our team here, our community, because we are only as successful as our least successful person. We're a team, we're in it together, and we all want to benefit and grow as a team together. So we really work closely. I always say coaching is a team sport, because it truly is, that we work closely together to train our coaches and to make sure you have what you need to reach your goals. And I think that covers it as far as the numbers side of things. So $39.95 to sign up as a coach, unless you purchase or have purchased a challenge pack in the past. $15.95 a month to maintain your coaching account. No termination fee if you decide to quit at any time, and no quotas. And like Sarah said, we have all of our trainings and things set up for our new coaches to help you get started right. So I just kind of want to close out with what I'm saying before we go to questions, is that I have a question for you guys. If you did decide to become a coach tomorrow or today, what do you have to lose? Maybe weight? If you sign up, there's really only two things that could happen. You meet a bunch of really cool people from all across the country that are in this thing together. We call it our tribe. We just love, love, love our team. And you get in the best shape of your life. Like that's the worst case scenario right there. So I would really just encourage you guys to talk with the person that invited you to this call tonight, and, let them know your concerns, let them know your questions, and go with it from there. And just take the leap of faith, because had Sarah not been persistent and asked me over and over and over again to be a coach, I don't know if I would have said yes. And had I not, my life would look very, very different than it does today. So really quick, I have a fun little thing I want you guys to do. In the chat box, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're here joining us, learning about the coaching opportunity, I want you to put a number from 1 to 10. 1 being, this coaching thing is so not for me, I gotta go. And 10 being, I'm ready to sign up now. I want you to put a number in the chat box there, just so we can get a little feel for how you guys are feeling. And then maybe if you guys have some questions, we can answer those too. I'm gonna go back to the chat box here. Thank you for answering that question. Yeah, $15.95 is the coach fee. And that's once a month. Awesome, you guys. 8s, love that. And you guys are welcome to unmute yourselves if you have questions. Sarah, is there anything you think that we could cover, or other coaches on here? You're welcome to chime in too. Is there anything you think we didn't cover that we should? Getting lots of 8s. I like it. Everyone's quiet.
So my name is Stephanie.
Hi.
And I love being on this team. I think the thing that I would speak to is that I never feel alone as a coach on this team. Anytime I have a question or a concern, or I'm not sure what to do, or and I'm not alone. This happens team-wide. We have opportunities and spaces to share those questions, and there's always somebody that's right there next to you. You never feel alone. I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah.
If you're on this team, nod your head. Yeah, it's just legit. It's a solid place to be, because you're not alone, and in that you learn, you get better, you work together, iron sharpening iron. I love it.
I love it. I agree 1000%. And I heard recently, and totally agree with this, that a lot of people are reluctant to get started because they feel like they don't know all the things before they get started, right? They want to know everything there is to know about the compensation plan or everything about social media. But here's the thing about coaching. It's a learn as you do business. So we're going to get you started to hit the ground running, but you're going to learn along the way. I am 4.5 years into this gig, you guys, and I'm still learning something new every day. Something simple that I feel like I should have known 3 years ago. So it is a learn as you do kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. So as long as you pour into your team and are teachable and you're willing to do the things that your coach sets out for you to do based on your goals in this business, then you'll have success. Oh, Stephanie. Oh, yes, I have been recording it. I started recording the call a little bit late. My apologies.
Just a little.
Yeah. Thank you,
Stephanie.
She caught it. I know. Sandy said I missed the beginning. My apologies, Sandy. That's probably the part that I did not record, but you didn't miss too much. Just Sarah's intro. That's Sarah. She's my coach.
It could have just been the part where I was trying to find my notes behind everything. So it wasn't.
She's a teacher. She's a twin mom. All right. Well, we will kind of leave it to that. Again, you guys, if you have more questions, just reach out to the person that added you here. We look forward to hopefully seeing you on our team page soon. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for hopping on. It was super fun.